Did you ever do anything to get a job? I'm not talking about sex, but did you ever, bat the eyes a little, or did you ever do anything that made you feel like, oh, what did I do?
I don't know if it ever made me feel bad.
No?
No, because I was like, this is what I think. It's a competitive business. This is your life. This is what you want to do with your life. I wasn't like I wasn't working on my comedy. I really was. I wanted to be a good comedian. I still do. It's my main thing. When I go on stage, I don't want the audience to think I'm sexy. I want them to think I'm funny. So that's like I'm a true, bleeding heart comedian. So that's already taken care of. But if I want to get stage time, sometimes I would be like, hey, I'd be a little nice
thing. And
yeah, of course. I mean, you don't think guys are buddying up with guys. They're using their own form of,
definitely not as effective as a vagina. But,
I
get what you mean.
It's effective, but it's not, because what happens is that when you're doing that, then there's always like an expectation. It's hard to hold off. At some point, you're going to get into like someone's going to yell at you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to wear off. It's like put out or
a little too much.
Yes.
To not have to go to the next step.
Right. Do you know what I mean? Like it will blow up in your face at some fucking point, which it did a lot of times for me. It blew up in my face.
Did being on the road, did you do a lot of road work like early on?
Not after I moved to Los Angeles, because I mostly would write. I'd do sets in the city, and then I'd write during the week.
Because I would think that a girl on the road is kind of vulnerable.
When I was in Canada, I did a lot of road work where you'd go like 3 weeks at a time. And you'd just be in a car with a stranger. It's like a bizarre thing.
Man.
Like because in Canada, you would drive to a venue, do the show that night, the next morning get up, drive 6 hours to another venue, do the show. I mean, it just kept going like that.
Like a terrible way of life.
It was really
just an awful.
And I remember one time I was maybe in the third week of a 3-week tour, and so this guy picks me up in Vancouver. I mean, I was living in Toronto at the time, so I guess I'd done, spent the weekend doing this. They book you really solid, the yucks thing. And so then I think he was from Seattle, so he drove in, picked me up from Vancouver, and then we had to drive and do 4 more cities and then end up somewhere for the weekend kind of thing. So I'm already exhausted of this thing. So I get in the car, I'm reading the paper, and he starts getting really angry, and he's like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, what's wrong? And he goes, it's really rude, to just read the paper when I'm driving.
Shit, what a psychopath.
And I was like, I don't know what you want. He goes, you could read tidbits. You could read little tidbits out. Ask me what my horoscope is. Read that maybe.
Was he serious?
Yeah, no.
Because as a joke, that would be hilarious.
No, he was
just
serious.
Make a girl really nervous like that.
I was like,
read the tidbits.
I was like, what is? No, because I'm an asshole. I would never be that. I would just be like, what's your horoscope? Okay. Says you're going to be angry a little while.
Yeah.
But he ended up, our first show, or maybe this was our second show, he spent all the money that he had on Coke.
Oh, Coke. Okay.
So he did.
Hence the anger.
So he did Coke all night. Also, he was wearing we call them toques, but like a beanie.
Yeah.
And it was summer. And people were really angry about it when he was on stage. I don't know. They were like,
why is he wearing a toque in the summer on stage?
It's like we have to wear them all, 10 months out of the year.
Yeah.
You don't wear it if you don't have to. So he was not having a rough time. Then he spent all his money on Coke. So then he was doing Coke, and then he was crazy. And then I could hear him in his hotel room, because my room was right next to his. And I heard him on the phone say, I'm just wondering, because my throat is really sore. Can I put them up my butt? Can I put them up my asshole?
You heard that?
Yes, he must have been sitting right by the thing. He was looking at his aspirin bottle, wondering if he could
stick them up his ass.
Because his throat was sore.
How bad of a throat
You're talking. I think that's enough.
Well, you're actually considering shoving something in your ass because... Yeah, I don't know about that. Wow, that guy.
At least I think he was talking. What if he's talking about, I find out later. No, that wasn't. That was a.
Yeah.
Different.
Do you do you know who this is? Did he turn out to be
Yes,
anybody?
he did turn out to be. He was I don't know his name.
That was.
But he came up because somebody beat him up on stage not that long ago, and there was a YouTube video of
Oh
it.
my God! Right. I don't know the name, but that was him.
That was him.
Oh
yeah.
my God! Not the guy Big J Okerson saved over at the comedy.
No, that guy. But this was like a few years ago. I remember like, oh my God, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I think he was still wearing the
toque and shoving aspirin up his ass.